everybody? How's it going? This is Fandom Empire Live. It's not Thursday. It's Tuesday. We decided to say, fuck Star Wars, it's canceled and never coming back. Cancel culture, people. We're kidding. The Fandom Empire Star Wars show will be back this time next week. I am one of your hosts, Sean. Thank you for taking the next 75, 80 minutes of your time, maybe more, we'll see, to talk horror and slashers and Halloween, and I guess we're going to talk Nightmare on Elm Street tonight and Friday the 13th and Child's Play and Leprechaun. I have your mic muted. And what?
Leprechaun.
It's
Awesome.
Maybe See No Evil. Technically it's a horror movie, so
Better than Leprechaun.
can you remember his name in that movie?
Jacob Goodnight.
Jacob Goodnight.
How is that better than Leprechaun?
Yeah, I was going to say the Jacob part had me, the Goodnight. Oof. That sounds like
Dr.
a Vince
Goodnight.
McMahon decision.
I'm sorry, but the Lucky Charms guy on acid, not that scary.
It's fucking awesome.
Somebody wants to know if this is pre-recorded. The answer to that is no.
The answer to that is yes. We're psychic, and we predicted you would ask that.
This is not pre-recorded. Not pre-recorded at all. We are live
You
here.
couldn't go with the we're psychic thing?
Maybe.
I could tie into the
Your
horror
camera
box.
looks awful today, Johnny, but there's nothing I'm going to be able to do to fix that right now, so apologies. We got one hell of a show in store for everybody. So this is the agenda, the to-do list. We have intros, which is what's happening right now. I'm sure you guys are bright enough to put that together on your own, though. And then we're going to talk a little bit of Spider-Man. That's right, some Spider-Man. Got some more rumors to debunk. And, we're going to talk a little bit of Star Wars, since there's no Star Wars show tonight. Those are like the, what do they call it? The undercard. That's the undercard.
That's the undercard.
The undercard. The main event this evening is, it's a double main event. We have Halloween Kills versus Scream 5. There's a lot of people that are really gun-ho to... something's going on in the studio. I'm not exactly sure what. Everybody's looking at something. We're going to talk Halloween Kills versus Scream 5. Movies that are supposed to come out about 3 months apart from one another. Movies that are going to be, whether that happens, though, remains to be seen. Movies that are going to be debated for a while, like most people do with most franchises. So we got Halloween Kills versus Scream 5, pros and cons of both, and what the collective foursome here, that's right, a dirty foursome here, 3 Canadians and an American. We're going to try to dissect what movie we think is going to be better artistically, and what movie we think will do better at the box office as well. And then we're going to close things off and steal a topic from our buddy Reaver, who joined the stream the other night in the chat. And we're going to do some fantasy slasher matchups. We might pull out who would win, Jacob Goodnight versus Chucky. I would have said Jacob Goodnight up until I heard what his last name was.
And the Leprechaun.
So we'll do some of that good old shit. This is the way it's going to work, though. Before I introduce these lovely people, Tommy looks like he's already irritated with me. What else is new? Before we introduce any of these fine folks, this is the way it's going to work. If you want to get your thoughts in, or if you have a question you want answered, send in a super chat, and we will answer it on the show. Obviously, all the money that comes into the channel helps the channel keep going, allows us to expand and announce new shows. And that's what we've been doing here. So we appreciate the support. And if you can't afford it because, there's a bloody pandemic going on and money doesn't grow on trees, just send in a chat and we'll do our best to get to it towards the end of the show. But if you want to be guaranteed to have your stuff read on air, send in a super chat. Big shout out to our chat mods. I know Jade's somewhere around here, Matt Whitfield, Toronto Freddy. I know Frank Riker's been really busy lately.
What the fuck?
Right?
I didn't even see that hot tub picture I sent him.
I know, right? How dare him?
Jesus Christ.
The audacity. The audacity of Frank. Who hit what? Someone hit something.
That sounded like a Halloween, like it was gonna be the dun dun. Like,
Oh, the
I
stalking
mean,
theme.
it was a beautiful spring in this mic arm somewhere that just decided to make its presence known.
it totally sounded like that to me. Like I said,
It did
I
sound
almost,
like, oh dear.
I almost looked over my shoulder like, what the fuck? The mask is coming alive.
All right, let's get right to it
there's
here.
somebody in the room.
First up, man, myth, legend number 2 at Fandom Empire. He's from just outside Baltimore, Maryland, or at least that's where he's located at the moment. Tommy B, what's happening? Oh, I got you muted. Wow, this is going well. Let's try that again. Oh, he's so pissed.
I believe you deserve a boo for that.
Oh, man.
He never fucking finds the boo button for himself.
Of course not.
Sorry, what was that, Kieran? Nothing? Oh, okay. All right. I actually legitimately can't find the boo button right now. It's the one I always miss. Anyway, Tommy B, yeah, how's it going, man?
Drink piss.
Wow.
I mean that's your jump. I mean, eat shit. I get, that's the thing people say when they're not pleased. Drink piss.
Drink piss. That's very aggressive, sir.
It is.
It's very Bear Grylls of
There's
you.
not like a funny part to that. He's just like, drink my urine, you piece of shit.
It's very Bear Grylls of you.
Well, when the weather gets a little warmer, you know what we need to do.
I don't like where this is headed.
And well, I mean, Tommy B.
We're gonna have a piss drinking party.
Tommy B wouldn't be invited because he's down south of the border.
You can lose
We're
my
still
invitation to
grounded.
that party
We're still
too.
not allowed to come.
You're not allowed to come. Now, wow, what kind of trouble did you get in?
We're still not allowed to come across for play dates.
Wow.
Your idea of a play date is a piss drinking party? What?
Okay, that's some
I
kinky
was
shit you got going on there.
the inability to cross borders, but okay.
Don't fucking kink shame, you pieces of shit.
You know what you do is once and we can do this too. Johnny and I talked about this last year. Is once the weather gets much warmer, summer temperatures, and obviously still following restrictions, we go outside and we have a bonfire, and we use the laptop to host from, because the laptop can handle the Rodecaster, which can handle the other mics, not the Rode pod mic. That won't be going outside. And we do a show from outside in front of the bonfire.
We'll just fucking light shit on fire.
Well,
You're gonna be needing to get yourself some friggin' what do they call them? Friggin' not pop filters, but the foam ones, so you aren't just hearing all wind going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
That's the atmosphere that we'd be going for.
the atmosphere, huh?
There will not be boobs because, well, I mean,
Our channel will get canceled. We're
Oh,
gonna have to change platforms. No more YouTube. Now just YouPorn.
Toronto Freddy says when we need to do my fucking cameo when the weather gets nicer. We'll be doing more than a cameo, sir. More than a cameo. You and I need to sit down and have a long talk about that, though. Definitely more
he
than a
wants
cameo.
you to invite you to the piss drinking party.
That sounded like you're talking to your son. You're like, me and you are gonna have a talk.
No, Toronto Freddy's older than me.
Oh, well then he's gonna give you a fuck talk.
He's going to give me a talk.
A fucking talk?
Yeah,
A
for real.
fucking
Guy's got
talk.
two kids. I think he knows how to do it.
Wow.
Fucking.
All right. Let's dive into this. First up, I just want to debunk something. I think everybody knows that this is fake. But there is a Spider-Man 3 title going around that says it's Spider-Man Phone Home as the title. Tom Holland himself tweeted it out and said he can't wait to show everybody what they're doing down in Atlanta, Georgia during filming. And I can tell you for certain, 110%, that is not the title of the film.
Because that's fucking dumb.
Wait, you mean the epic Spider-Man E.T. crossover isn't actually happening?
E.T. Phone Home.
I mean, everybody else is supposed to be in that movie, so why not throw E.T. in it too?
News. Disney has acquired E.T. if they don't fucking own
So
him
wait,
already.
if we get a Spider-Man and E.T. crossover, does that in fact mean that MCU is Star Wars confirmed?
I mean, yeah. E.T.'s in Star Wars, so.
Yeah, Phantom Menace. This is
sense.
true. I
don't know how
true.
they take part at the same time since it was a long, long time ago.
Same universe, Kieran.
But I'm just saying, like,
But in a galaxy
can't
far,
be around
far
the same
away.
time.
The chat is already on fire, and I already can't keep up. So to the chat mods, good luck. Thank you.
Have fun with that.
It's just so overwhelming, and right now our numbers are actually a little lower than what they normally are, but it's also a later show than what we normally do for Fandom Empire Live anyway. But the chat is just on fire, and we love it. All right, guys.
If you would have just put that we had anything to do with Halloween Kills today, we'd be fucking through the roof again.
Oh, we did.
I feel like anytime we say, like, hey, we're going to talk about a second of Halloween Kills, people are like, fuck yeah! Like,
oh man. So I was talking to a friend yesterday. This isn't even on the show notes. That's right. We're going off the show notes because I can do that. We have show scribble.
give that over here. Let's see that.
I didn't get show
This
scribble.
is my show notes for my show.
How come we don't get show scribble?
He's got like 6 points.
6 points. That's right.
Half of them are one word.
Correct. That's right. Keywords, trigger words.
You're still a better host than me, anyways. So I got to work on that.
I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he just watched the first Friday the 13th movie. Now, a lot of people sort of sour on the first Friday the 13th movie just because it's not Jason. I want to know your guys.
About?
Jason's
in there.
Oh my god! Fuck off, Tommy.
You
you know
had
what
me
you're
going
doing.
for a second. Like, what? Wait a minute. Has Tommy
in
not
there?
seen
I don't
this?
know what you're talking about.
The first time I saw that movie and Jason comes at the end, I thought that was like a bunch of old hot dogs that they threw in the river put together, like coming out of the sea to get someone.
Yo, that scared the shit out of me.
The first time I watched it, I
Like
was
a lot of
still,
old
like,
school horror don't scare me, but that scared me in a watch through I watched a few months ago. Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue, Sean.
So anyways, he just watched the first Friday the 13th movie. I think it was his first time seeing it. A lot of people just, I don't know, they're not very high on it just because it's not Jason. It's obviously Pamela Voorhees. I want to pose this question to you guys. The first Friday the 13th movie went pretty heavy with the POV stuff. And this is, I don't even remember what year it came out. When Friday the 13th 1 come out? 1980? Actually, Johnny, look at the poster behind your head. What's that say? Other way. I think it's 1980. 80 or 81. Someone save me here. Somebody in the chat
There's
save
actually
me.
no date on it anywhere.
Doesn't say shit.
Reaver says first time seeing it, second one tonight. I want to pose this question to you guys. Considering this is, 40 years ago, I thought that when they did POV, even though there's no hockey mask, and there's not a hockey mask in number 2, by the way. A lot of people who don't know a bunch about Jason just assume he's always hockey mask, and that's not true at all. I kind of thought the first Friday the 13th movie was ahead of its time. Like 1980 to be ballsy enough to go and do POV stuff and make the audience guess like that. I thought it was way ahead of its time, and I actually think it's one of the better Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah, well, it's definitely one of the better ones, but that's they curve off pretty quickly, in my opinion. So, like 1, 2, 3, and possibly 4 are and 4 are watchable, and the rest of them after that are kind of like, if you really like the series, like I watched them all, and I whatever, I still enjoyed them, but like their rewatch value is definitely goes down after that. Other than that guy other than Jason punching that boxer's head off of the roof, that was pretty fucking rewatchable.
Just punches himself out.
It was fucking, yeah, it was bad.
The next movie is going to be Jason Goes to Court because they can't get all the legal shit behind it sorted the fuck out.
That's good, Tommy. I actually like that. Jason Goes to Court. You have Sean Cunningham, and for the Johnny, once again, you'd have to check behind your head. I can't remember the other guy's name. But it's Cunningham and someone else that are in the legal battle over the Friday the 13th rights, which completely ass-fucked the Friday the 13th game. Thank you very much, you greedy pieces of shit.
Jason goes to court to pay off the parking tickets.
Oh my God.
Why would he have parking tickets?
For
Parking
that boat that he
wars.
parked. He never fucking... No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't own the boat anyways.
Parking wars.
Jade says, wait, Reaver has seen it, but you guys play Friday the 13th all the time? Reaver has never seen it, but you all play Friday the 13th all the time.
That is a very good question.
That is, I won't lie, I thought he'd seen more of them than what I was aware of until the other day. So, anyways, how does everybody feel? Victor Miller, thank you, Fat Pat. Love the name, dude. Double P in the house. How's everybody feel about Friday the 13th Part 1? Did you think it was ahead of its time? We got Kieran's 2 cents a little bit earlier. Johnny, what about you, man?
I mean, oh God. To me, it's a different genre than all that came after it. Like once Jason came around, then it fully embraced that slasher film. Mm-hmm. But when it was Pamela in that first movie, you were supposed to think it was Jason the whole trip. You know, that was the whole point. But to me, it was more, I don't psychological or thriller type than a full-fledged slash. There was a lot of, slasher elements to it, but it was more of a keep you on your toes type. That was the whole point. It was the bait and switch. They hit you with the jab the whole movie, so you're positive this is Jason back from the dead or Jason never died. And that's the whole point of the story. And then it just turns out that, his mom's just gone batshit crazy, and it flips the whole script, and then you get Jason popping up in the end to firmly establish the future of the series is going to be slasher, and it's a completely different genre to me. Like, I enjoy it. I enjoyed a great deal, but I enjoyed all of the movies up until I'd say up until the studio switch. I think.
When is that?
Why do I like them?
No, when is that?
When? It's right around. I want to say Manhattan.
Okay, so then yeah, that's,
or maybe the one right before it.
Is 4 the one that has the guys in the Back to the Future movies? What's his name? Fuck, Crispin Glover.
I think that was 3.
Was that 3 or 4? That's the one I liked the most.
I think it was 3 because it was earlier. I think it was before Back to the Future.
That's the one I liked the most.
I honestly probably like the remake the best. And I know that's probably asinine to some people, but I think the remake is a much better put together Hollywood picture than 90% of the Jason films.
Just because a movie has
nothing
Jensen or Jared in it doesn't mean it's better than the original.
I absolutely think it's better than the original. I don't even think it's close.
I don't compare it to the original.
I'm not one of those guys that goes, "Oh, a remake can't be better than the original."
It absolutely can. It absolutely can, but it needs to be different.
Super chat in from Matt Whitfield. Friday the 13th, Jason goes to court for child support.
Does Jason have a dick?
Maybe. Pardon me, I think I might have had a typo in there. This is exactly what it says, though. Friday the 13th, Jason goes to court for child support. Years after appearing on Maury Popovich show, he was the daddy. Who's the mom? It's Laurie Strode, isn't it? This explains so much. Confirmed, Jason Voorhees is in fact Karen Strode's daddy.
I think he has a dick, but I don't know if he's like, I don't know if he can.
Can he get it up?
I don't think he could. Yeah, that's the problem.
Because, when you hit him, he doesn't really bleed. Like, when you cut him, he doesn't really bleed. So, how would he get it up? Like, because, you need blood to get it up,
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just flopping around, hanging in the wind.
He probably just has some, yeah.
All right. Hey, okay, I'm going to read a random chat here.
This is a very serious question that I feel
dick?
needs more debate.
We're welcome to continue, but I'm gonna jump in here for a second. It's not a super chat. We're just gonna sort of pick some random chats here. Again, if you wanted to be guaranteed, you'll have to send in a super chat. Otherwise, wait till the end of the show and we'll read some of these off. Where is it? Flinner. I love you, Flinner. You've supported the channel for so long, but I have a feeling you're about to get a bunch of hate for this one. Flinner says,
God, please don't say Jason X was his favorite.
No. It's worse.
Rob Zombie's Halloween is better than the original.
I don't feed trolls. I kill them.
I'm 99% sure he's not trolling.
No,
it's
I'm
not
sorry.
Flinner.
That's the only answer to that is troll. I cannot accept anything else.
I could probably relate to that more than you guys can, because I enjoyed the like psychological aspect of it, but the Rob Zombie trash part of it that like got in there. Rob Zombie has his own thing going.
Yeah,
and
I love Rob Zombie, the director.
Yeah, it's okay.
I hate Rob Zombie's
but yeah,
Halloween.
but the Halloween, yeah, like it just, I feel like his constant need to bring white trash into his movies did not fit well with this. That's what he likes to do.
I'm gonna skull fuck you, yeah.
He just likes this. He likes that part of like American culture, and he throws it into fucking everything that he's had. Like every.
He throws his wife into everything too.
It's true. He does. Just
throwing that
she's
out there.
good in those. She's good in those. Like the 3 from Hell movie and those. She's good in those.
Fucking hate her.
Well, she's a
With
fucking
passion.
She's supposed to be a hated person in those movies, so
Oh
it's okay.
man.
The Devil's Rejects made me fall in love with Freebird more than anything else. Like that song, like it took a whole new meaning. In
Oh
that
my
final
god,
sequence
yeah,
for
that
me,
was
like,
fucking yeah.
Stand corrected. Flinner says he's trolling.
Good.
I know one of our. There's a few of our regular listeners that have been around for a long time now that do love the zombie movies, and they're entitled to. I'll say this, and I've
There's
said
nothing
it.
wrong with loving them.
I love watching Rob Zombie's second movie because of how bad. It's one of those movies that it's so bad that it's laughable. Like when you use my toilet upstairs, there's literally a picture of Malcolm McDowell as Loomis that says, "I sell the sizzle, not the steak." So yeah, no.
But do you keep 2%?
That's up there too. They're both up there side by side.
Shouldn't that be in the kitchen?
Probably. Wow. Anyways, back to the Friday the 13th Part 1 discussion that we didn't intend to have here.
The Does Jason Stick Work conversation?
No.
That's far more important than what
It's got to regenerate every time he burns it off, but like yeah, probably not.
Tommy,
I can't imagine.
you watched a bunch of the Friday movies recently, man.
I'm just gonna go about it on the chat.
Where does 1 rank for you?
I'd say 1. I don't even remember how many of them I freaking watched. 4 or 5. 1 is probably in the middle. It's a good movie. It is. It's very enjoyable. If you don't go into the film knowing what's happening, you're gonna assume it's Jason the whole time, and come to the end, it's not. And you get Pammy Voorhees, and
Pammy?
Yeah, she's a bit of a pain in the ass. I'm just like watching this, and I'm just like, are you dead yet? And she takes her time, but eventually, I think it pans out to be an overall really interesting movie. To a certain extent, it does stand out from the rest of the franchise for the sake of this is basically what sets it up. And like I said earlier, that ending scene with Jason coming out of the water, I knew Jason was in the future movies. I didn't know that scene was there. While I've seen the first Halloween movie or two on and off over the years, I probably only saw the Friday films to a much lesser extent than that. I might have seen that movie 1 or 2 times when I was younger, and that would be it.
I accidentally clicked the boo button there. I swear it was on accident. I dropped my
but
pen
I don't
on
know where the
button.
boo button is.
That's hilarious.
Well, I'll just go fuck myself, I guess. It's a good movie.
All right, let's dive into the main event, and then we'll get to our slasher matchups. Halloween Kills versus Scream 5. Halloween Kills set to debut in October, potentially. Still a shot at the end of October or September we'll have to wait and see. And then Scream 5, just titled Scream, taking the lead from what Halloween did in 2018, debuts in January. Which of these two? Let's start off with this one. What is going to be the better film? Halloween Kills or Scream 5? I'm going to put Johnny on the spot. Johnny on the spot. There you go.
No. Just... No, I'm not... No.
Why are we doing this question?
I'm more offended with the Johnny on the spot reference
Oh,
than the question, because the question is actually not...
The question is literally the point of the show.
The question is not...
fuck.
It's not awful. It's not a bad question. It's a stupid question. But it's not a bad question. Because I haven't liked a Scream movie since... I mean, 3 had a few parts that I enjoyed. You know, Carrie Fisher was funny. That's about it.
Killed off Cotton. Fuck 3.
I didn't like Cotton.
I loved Cotton.
He was a good character, but I didn't like him. That was the whole point. I wasn't supposed to like him. But, you know, I liked, what was it, Jerry McConnell in the second one?
Yes. Yeah, I hated his character.
Oh, I just loved him jumping up on that table and, you know,
the song?
singing "I Think I Love You." And
Well, trying to sing anyway.
well, I mean, you know, he was singing it. I didn't say he was singing it well, but he did sing it. You know, it's just like I haven't really liked a Scream movie since Scream 2, and and Halloween. You know, I mean, you make no bones that I had a lot of issues in the pre-production phase and literally up until the point where I saw the movie. But, you know, Halloween redeemed itself to me and was an awesome film that was more in line with what the original was. And, you know, so it's continuing on a legacy of good, whereas Scream 5 is at this point just, it's beating a dead horse. You know, there's nothing, there's no flesh left on that corpse for me. You know, the entirety of the Ghostface Killer saga just became repetitive, you know, because it was one person being chased. Like that was the problem. Like, it takes the traditional slasher archetype and flips it on its ear instead of, you know, the serial killer being the same person throughout each, you know, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, you know, I could keep going.
the leprechaun.
The Leprechaun, and flips it on its ear where in each film the killer is different where the victim is the same. You know, it's like it'd be like going through the Halloween movies and having Laurie being chased by Michael and then Freddy and then Jason and then, you know, the Leprechaun. It reaches a point where it doesn't make sense anymore, because it's for one thing, how are that many people going to become serial killers just to kill this one person? Like, I can't. It reaches a point where it's like, just shoot her. If you want her dead that bad, just shoot the bitch. Like, it's ridiculous that these people just keep coming out of the woodwork and becoming serial killers and killing people that, at the end of the day, have tangential, you know, tertiary ties to her at best, and trying to make sense of it. Like,
It's like that. It's like that Austin Powers line where he's like, "Why don't you just go back and kill him while he's on the crapper?"
exactly. Like, you know, there's so much about that. It's just stupid. And, you know, I have my issues with the previous films. Like, I go back to the first one and I'm like, dude, you were dating her. You know, you screwed her how many times? Just stab her. Like, you know, you're on top of her. You're doing your business. Hello. Like,
Wait, you'd stab her before you finished?
I didn't say before you finish. I'm saying you're on top of her, so it's not exactly like she can defend herself. Because she's not expecting it, right? Like, I mean, obviously she doesn't think you're the killer, or you wouldn't be in this position. But, like, seriously, it reached a point where it was ridiculous. Like, you know, and then you add in Dewey and Gale, and it's just like, come on, this is ridiculous now. You know, 3 people don't survive the serial killer every time before it just gets ridiculous.
Well, it's wacky. It's a wacky, like, all the movies are very wacky. They point to certain people to be like, it was him, it was her, it was, and they're very purposeful in it. But like, it's like halfway a parody and halfway like a whodunit thing. So that's the redeeming quality about the Scream movies is that there's no other movies like them. Like there's nothing else like that. That's like half of a Clue type of, it's like a whodunit, like, Knives Out or any of those types of movies. But at the same time, it's also like a cheesy horror movie. And it also like loves to do like ridiculous, stupid fan service stuff. Like always have other famous scary movies in the background and make mention of them and like make mention of all the tropes and stuff like that. And there's that character who's always, well, even after he's dead, telling them what they can't do in a horror movie. And like, it's something like, it's hard to compare it to horror movies because it's also like a weird parody type of, almost like fan film-esque type of thing. So you can't compare it.
You sort of had that slasher renaissance in the mid-90s where it came back. And to me, of the two prevalent ones that came out in 96, this is my least favorite. I prefer I Know What You Did Last Summer to Scream.
Speaking of which, I think Tommy and I can butt in here for a second as we just did a Scream 1 watch along with the guys from the Slaughtered Lamb movie podcast, a.k.a. Mr. Frank Riker and Darren Sands. Be sure to check them out. Those two, their chemistry, the way they feed off one another, it is so kinky. Anyway, oh, wait, wrong show. Tommy, you and I did that watch along for Scream, and I used to...
I'm feeling very good about having missed that watch along now.
I used to be a pretty big fan of the first two Scream movies, man. And then after that, it was very south very quickly. And then the last time before the watch along, I had watched all the Scream movies. I found myself very disinterested, but it could have just been, the night. And then we watched with Frank and Darren. And holy fuck. Scream was... This is subjective.
That movie can go and drink piss. That's gonna be my new thing.
Look, all movies are subjective. If we say something negative about a movie you like, don't take it personally. It's just us giving our thoughts on it. You're entitled to yours as well.
Except if you're being a dick about it, then take it personally.
I feel like someone here thinks I was saying Scream was bad. I like Scream 1. I like Scream 1 and 1, 2, and 3. I thought were all right.
Holy fuck, Scream 1 was terrible. Oh my God.
I like them all.
I forget who said it. It might have been everyone, but it did not age well.
No, it didn't. No. It's definitely super, super.
Oh my God.
Dated.
It was fucking awful.
I fucking love Dewey. It's just like...
You love Dewey, huh?
The dumbest character. And like, he should have died a million times, and the acting is so bad. He's such a bad actor in that movie.
I prefer the first Scary Movie.
That's funny. That's literally a massive point that came up during our watch along of Scream.
Yeah.
Is Frank? I think it was Frank that brought it to the table, and he was just like, "Scary Movie 1 is better than Scream." Like, and he's right. It like, holy fuck, does Scream 1 drag on? It's almost just like, put me out of my misery. Like, thank God Frank and Darren are so fucking entertaining. Because it might have been the first watch along where I would have said halfway through, I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
How many beers did Frank have during that?
3 or 4.
I tuned in for like the first 20 minutes and he opened up 2 beers.
Yeah, he had 3 or 4 for sure. It just drags on. But I mean, the Fonz is in it, so it gets a pass. So yeah. All right, Tommy, what's going to be the better movie, man? Halloween Kills or Scream 5, and why?
Kills.
Well, we know you've read the script for Kills. We don't have a script for Scream. Probably won't get one, considering different connections.
Unless they totally do a 180 and fuck Kills up so much that it has no redeemable qualities, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the better movie. Having acknowledged that, they've identified that Scream 5 or Scream is kind of like an attempt to be a reboot. So
It's going to be soft reboot. It's going to
soft
be
reboot. Yeah, that's why I say kind of.
very much
So,
like Halloween 2018 was.
I'm really hoping that it proves some of us wrong, or at least surprises us with not being the biggest piece of shit that a lot of folks just want to dismiss it as from the get-go. It's going to be something big for horror, the horror scene, for the year, for a few years maybe, for the franchise, of course. But that's just something that we gotta wait and see what happens.
Toronto Freddy says, "Scary movie better than Scream? Fuck no." I have to agree to disagree there, sir.
Yes,
Wait, what did
Scary
you say?
movie, 120% better.
He said Scream is better than Scary Movie.
Toronto Freddy.
Oh, that's all right.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and I mean, Freddy definitely knows his shit. Scream has a lot of there's a big hype train behind it. Make no mistake, Scream is a very, very popular franchise. So is Halloween, though. Halloween ended up becoming the most successful slasher of all time at the box office. But we're talking about quality of movie right now. Kieran, your prediction, what ends up being the better movie?
I feel like this question is like asking, so what do you think is going to be better? Avengers 4 or Fast and the Furious 17?
Well, I'm going to go with any Avengers movie over any Fast and the Furious movie.
that's the comparison I'm making. Kills is going to be an awesome, it's going to be awesome. It's definitely going to be awesome. I have not read the script yet. I'm still teetering on the edge of do I really want to know? But the only interest in that is that I've never done that before. So I've never read a script before the movie came out. But that's going to be an awesome movie for sure. I'm almost 100% sure that that's going to be an awesome movie and a sweet experience, hopefully to get in the theaters. And Scream is going to be hopefully amusing, I think. I don't have a lot of hopes for it to be awesome. The only way I think they could really make that movie awesome and pull it off is if they do something super innovative. And obviously I can't come up with something like that. They would have to do something that really shocks people, I think that's what the original movies did. That was cool. Is
here's an idea: kill off one of the three people that never seem to die.
The only way for me as a fan, just sitting here saying this, is the only way for you to make me intrigued enough to actually go out of my way to see Scream 5, because I have no intention of doing it. I'll watch it, probably on Amazon or Netflix or wherever it ends up streaming. Or I guess I'm Canadian, so Crave, because that's the TMN of our day. For me,
Crave only Canadian?
Yes.
Oh, crazy. Okay, go on.
But for me, the only way you could get me interested to maybe possibly go out of my way, and I'm not going to go so far as to say, I'm going to go to a theater and see it, because, I'm very picky about which movies I go see in theaters these days, because Sage ruined that, making me go see the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
That was all right.
Can we get him off this panel? This is a horror movie panel right now, and that's a wrong opinion. That's awful. But no, seriously, if you want me to be intrigued, I want it to come out very early after this movie is seen by the public that, holy shit, they killed Sydney in the first 5 minutes. If they turn her into Drew Barrymore from the first one, then I could get behind this as holy shit, you're actually serious about changing this franchise. You're serious about doing something with this franchise, and I might actually be intrigued with that.
Well, you should keep in mind that was not always the plan to kill off Drew Barrymore in that movie. Drew Barrymore was supposed to be the lead.
No, but I think that's the whole point, though, right? It reached a point where they decided, let's just do it.
Well,
That's what made it interesting.
If you don't kill one of these three, you are basically sentencing yourself to that's it. That's it. There's nothing new in this. Good night.
The only other option is
I want
Dewey the Killer.
I want
I could see him going off the deep end.
Oh.
Yeah. I want Dewey to get his head cut off in this one, and then in the next one be a head in a jar.
I've always felt like the opportunity they missed the most was that Cotton wasn't the killer in the sequel.
I loved Cotton. I really did.
I didn't
and
like
I
the way they
loved
took the
Timothy
character.
Olyphant as the sequel, to be honest. So,
I have no problem with that, but I just always felt like, Cotton would have made a good killer because you ruined my life.
That movie had a fucking all-star cast, eh?
It really did.
It's ridiculous. Like when Liev
They all
Schreiber,
did. Like they all did to a certain degree have a cast that you look at and you're like, damn, that's a really good cast. And then you actually watch the movie and it's like, this is awful.
yeah. Well, most of them were like before they got into big things, and some of them were just like 90s.
No, for sure.
at the end of the day, I've read the 92-page version of Halloween Kills, read the 117-page version of Halloween Kills, get updates almost every other day. I don't see how there's anything that Scream can do that will top Halloween Kills. I don't see how it's possible.
My opinion is based off the fact that the worst Halloween movie is still more rewatchable to me than the best Scream movie. So
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I don't know if I can
Even
go
the worst
that
one.
far.
I would probably rather watch Rob Zombie 2 than any Scream movies again.
I could not go that far because at the very least, the Scream movies hold a nostalgia element. to
Well,
me.
he kills some strippers and you see the
My-
titties.
My problem with the Scream movies is the killer or killers. They're all fucking idiots. Like, they're all Jar Jar Binks, legitimately. Oh, what's this? A couch? 1 second, I need to trip over it. Every fucking movie trips over a couch or a chair. It's like,
In their defense, those couches, they just sneak right up on
they
you.
sneak right out. Don't make sure he doesn't go into a Leon's or a Bad Boy, or like that's going to be it for the movie.
I'm just going to hide out at IKEA.
I would love if when we signed off today, you like tripped up the stairs.
I've actually seen him trip upstairs.
That would be like karma for you. You're like, fucking ghost face piece of shit.
Again,
trips over
all this
everything.
is subjective. People that love Scream, all the power to you. If you love it, you should keep loving it. I just think when we're talking killers in horror movies, I have a real hard time taking Ghostface seriously, even though I like the costume, or Chucky. Ghostface and Chucky, they're like, there's no intimidation factor there for me at all.
I disagree.
Well, I mean, hey, if you're afraid of a doll, that's your own problem.
What about Leprechaun?
For me, Child's Play is very different because I don't know whose brilliant idea this was. I had a Chucky, like an actual honest to goodness good guy doll, and I still have it in my closet somewhere, and I grew up with it.
Does
And
things to it.
he was every kid has that one that stuffed animal, that that doll, that
I had a
thing.
monkey.
You had your monkey, and
I've never had a toy that I thought was going to legit kill me.
Oh,
I never
no,
thought it was
no,
gonna
no.
kill me. But I'm saying, like, the first time I watched the movie, when I reached a certain age, it freaked me out a little bit. Like, what the hell? That's not cool. Like, this is my
awesome.
best friend. This is the imaginary friend I grew up with. Everybody has one. And all of a sudden he's on television and he's a murdering killer whose sole goal is to murder the person who owns him. And here I am with one 10 feet away from me. That's freaky.
Tommy was going to say, everyone had that toy that tried to murder them when they were a child.
I don't know if I ever had a toy that scared the hell out of me. And I don't know. I always just found Chucky not intimidating at all. It's just like, especially as an adult, it's like, yeah, you're never going to kill me. Like,
But I think that was the point. He didn't really kill grown-ups. Like, not to the same degree.
Well,
like,
he became a joke later on anyways, right?
oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
the films were kind of a joke
By the time you got to
after...
Bride of Chucky.
when they stopped numbering them, right?
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
got to Bride of Chucky in the mid-90s, again, that renaissance of slashers in the mid-90s killed Chucky. Because to me, like, it was 3 was my favorite. That was the one where I cannot remember the kid's name. His owner, when he went off to military school, to the military school, and, Chucky came alive during the war games, and, and it just, they're out in the woods, and it was cool. I liked that one. That one was my favorite one. But it's it was what it was. Like they're not great. They're not. I go back and watch them with nostalgia, not because. Not because they're great films, but because they're nostalgic. I think back to those moments where I thought mine was gonna kill me. And I was gonna, like, I have a serial killer in my closet, guys. That's weird.
It would be weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, back to the topic at hand, Scream 5 versus Halloween Kills. And this isn't giving away anything for Halloween Kills, so people can read into it and be like, oh, spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. It's not. Don't assume anything.
Spoilers are punishment of death with me.
But, like Scream 5 would have to, like, basically kill them all off, the big three off, for me to be like, oh, and have good context and good story purposes for it, for me to be like, okay, this is even close to Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills is that good, at least on paper. Translating it on screen, who knows? That's another story. Here's a question. Now, I'm just going to ask you guys to, nobody knows what the box office is going to look like this fall, or next winter for that matter. You're going to see movies that are released in the theaters and on video on demand. It's just the way it's going to be. Nothing's going to avoid that at this point. But let's pretend for a second that all these movies were exclusively in theaters and theaters were open to 100% capacity. What would make more money worldwide? Halloween Kills or Scream 5? Johnny?
I don't know, because I've never actually took a look at the numbers internationally for both of them. Like, sometimes you have those movies that on the home front are like hot garbage, but then they go over to China and they just blow everything out of the water in the Asian, in the Asian theater, or the Middle East or some foreign country that you're like, wait, that movie made that much money? So I mean, I don't know, because I don't know the international markets, but they're horror movies too. So it's, I imagine it's very low. Like, I imagine it's probably banned in a lot of countries in the Middle East, in, Asia, and, I'm not going to get political, but, we all know the types of countries where these movies are banned in, but...
Stop doing the Johnny thing and avoiding the question. Just
I'm not avoiding the question. I'm just trying to
tell us.
I'm filibustering till I get an answer.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You get no more filibuster and give us your answer.
I will filibuster until I stop filibustering as my constitutional.
Sorry, what? What was that?
I feel like
his mic
Johnny
just
does
stopped
this in his
working.
sleep. Like, I feel like if we went to Johnny's house and he was sleeping, we snuck in his room, he'd just be, oh, but the thing is,
hey, I can't actually.
What the thing you see that I thought about, and here's the real point here, and he would just be saying stuff without actually saying anything.
The fact is, I have in fact carried on conversations with people while I am sleeping.
I can see that.
The pinnacle of my goal was myself.
This explains a lot.
The pinnacle of my existence in that regard was carrying on a
Tommy's
conversation.
face.
Carrying on a conversation while I was asleep with another person who was asleep.
Oh my God, Tommy with the moment of the show, and he didn't even have to say a word. That's priceless.
No, seriously, but I gotta say, Halloween Kills?
I'm with you. I think it's Halloween Kills too, but I don't think it's by a landslide like a lot of people would predict.
I think there's still, like, Jamie Lee Curtis is a drawing card internationally. But
the fact that it has IMAX
Courtney
attached
Cox.
to it too. So,
And
but I
it's a
think
sequel.
oh, time out. We're not comparing Courtney Cox to Jamie Lee Curtis as an actress, are we?
not as an actress. I'm saying purely as a drawing card.
I was gonna say,
I'm
my
saying purely
God.
as a drawing card. We're not talking talent. That's not distinguishable. Jamie Lee Curtis is the daughter of the Scream Queen. Her acting chops are untouchable, except in Total Recall. That was just bad.
I honestly think Courtney Cox is the same in everything she does. I literally think Monica from Friends could be in Scream. They're very, very similar characters.
I'm not a big fan of Courtney Cox.
Neither am I, and I'm not
But
a
in
fan of her
Masters of the
haircuts.
Universe, she was pretty fucking awesome. I just wanted to plug Masters of the Universe. It's fucking awesome. It's a great movie.
Kieran, what makes more money, man?
Kills, because it's a sequel. Not in the way that they're both sequels.
I think they're both sequels, pal.
It's shut the fuck up. They're It's a like direct sequel from a movie that just recently came out. It's continuing the same storyline, whereas Scream is like, when did the last Scream movie come out?
Oh,
I think Scream
2012?
4 would have been like 2012.
Yeah, so like no one's like, oh man, I really fucking want to see the follow-up to Scream 4 like 9 years later. Like that's different. The previous
the Rick and Morty show was before this.
what?
That the way you just said that was clearly Rick.
I do. That's the Roiland voice. That's not the Rick voice, but that's his like random character voice.
It was said in the Rick tone, like the Rick fashion.
It's the Justin Roiland throwaway voice, like a background character, always like, shit, no.
2011. It was 2011.
So anyway, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, they're all sequels in that way, but this is like, a sequel in this current
3 years ago, not 10 years ago.
By the way,
3 years ago, not 10 years ago.
How about some massive fucking love to the chat? It's so active again tonight. You guys are fucking awesome. We're here because you guys take your valuable time and really just lift our spirits and help build this little community that we have going here. And very soon, in a couple of minutes, you guys are going to decide the winners of all these fantasy matchups I have written down. So be ready to punch your answers in the chat.
Vote Leprechaun.
Leprechaun may not be in a fantasy matchup, but if
Have
Kieran
you
wants to throw
even
us
seen the Leprechaun?
long time ago.
I actually have a Leprechaun T-shirt. I was at Hot Topic, and they had like a, buy 3 get 1 free from like the discount bin. I'm looking through, and like Leprechaun was literally the only shirt in my size.
Fuck,
so it's like,
man, Leprechaun's awesome.
I got a Leprechaun shirt.
Go back and watch Leprechaun. It's fucking awesome.
But any movie where Hornswoggle plays your villain,
I didn't watch the Hornswoggle one. I only watched it with Warwick Davis.
Yeah. Warwick Davis over Hornswoggle any fucking day of the week.
He's fucking awesome. There's a part
like,
in the first movie where they get around him by throwing shoes at him, and he needs to shine all the shoes so he can't get to them.
Tommy B, give us your
answer.
answer.
With a straight face?
No, but that's the point. Like, it's fucking the pure joy on my face.
Tommy B.
Right now is how I feel about the movie.
Tommy B, your answer. What's going to win out in the box office?
It's going to be Halloween Kills because, number one, Michael Myers is the horror king. And number two, it's got the name Halloween.
He is the horror king at the box
any
office.
Other name.
Absolutely. There's nothing else close. Jason's not close. Friday's not close. Nightmare's not close. Strictly speaking about the box office. Kills made a ton of money, and the fact that it has an IMAX release is definitely going to help. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Either way, I'm going to see both. But I think I'm going to see Scream more out of curiosity rather than faith in it being a really good movie. I hope it's a really good movie, though. We do know they've said they have gone with like a much darker, gritty tone for Scream 5. So if they are doing that, that'd be great. And I know Jade asked earlier if it's going to tie into the TV series. God, I hope not. Even though I actually like the first 2 seasons of the Scream TV series because it's not your typical Ghostface. And then they're like, oh, well, we need to make some, random series with a bunch of randoms, just so we can have Ghostface in it. It was terrible. It was horrible. I didn't even finish it. I could not watch it. It was really bad. All right, though, let's get to some fantasy matchups here, guys.
Oh, before we do that, I just want to follow up on something we talked about earlier when we were talking about the Spider-Man film names. That was actually each of the 3 main members of the cast released the title today.
Yeah, Homewrecker was one.
Phone Home, Homewrecker, and Home Slice.
Home Slice. Home is in the title. I know that.
Well, of course it is. It's been in every other title.
Yeah.
But what the actual... who knows?
Alrighty, here we go, guys. Fantasy matchups. Chat, get ready. Answer your or send in your answers to us. We'll go around the round table. Guys, try to keep it a little bit brief here. It doesn't have to be one word, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fantasy matchups here, guys. So let's get to it. Off the top, Freddy from the first movie versus Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot.
Michael Myers.
That's not an option.
Sorry, Byron Weaver's. I have Toronto Freddy and Byron Weaver one. You'll have to send it again, Byron. It's going to be way too hard to go back through all the chats. Which is why another reason we encourage people, if it's just going to be short, send in a super chat, even if it's a cheap one, and guarantees your question answers. Freddy from his first movie, the original, versus Leatherface from the reboot movie in the 2000s. Johnny, over to you first, man. Who do you got?
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
no question. There's no discernible reason where Leatherface is going to get the drop on Freddy, because Freddy only operates in dreams.
I just think Leatherface is such a badass in that reboot movie, and that is a movie that I think is better than the original. I'm going Leatherface on this one. I really am, which I realize is probably going to make Toronto Freddy want to kill me in my sleep. But I'm going Leatherface in this one. He just seems unstoppable in that movie.
Is he good at finding bones or something? Like, how the fuck would he do it?
So obviously you're going with Freddy.
Yeah.
All right.
Who the fuck? How can you beat Freddy?
Tommy, how about you, man?
Freddy.
So I'm alone on this one. Big shot. Let's see what the chat says. Spooky Guy says Freddy. Michael Q says, no, that doesn't even make any sense. Michael Bish says Freddy. Matt Whitfield says Freddy. Trev says Leatherface all day. It's 80 says Freddy. Spooky Guy says Freddy. Toronto Freddy says once Leatherface falls asleep, his bitch ass is mine. Byron Weaver says Freddy. Spooky Guy says fuck you, John. Oh no, that's fuck yeah, Johnny. Freddy all day. So Freddy in a landslide. So there you have it. Freddy's taken out Leatherface in the first one. Here we go. Freddy in the reboot, which is Johnny's favorite nightmare movie, clearly. Versus reboot Michael Myers. So you have Freddy reboot versus Michael Myers from Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. Who's winning that matchup, Johnny?
How dare you?
I know, right? You got to pick one.
I'm gonna pick Draw.
No. We need an answer. Come on. We all know if I picked any other Michael Myers, you would have been like, oh, Michael Myers.
If you'd have picked literally any other you could have picked the Leprechaun from Leprechaun.
Do it.
And I'd have picked him.
Do it.
Oh, God. Oh, this hurts me so much. But, God damn it, he might have looked ugly. He might have looked stupid. And the whole movie might have been the drizzling shits. But, God damn it, I've got to pick Freddy. Oh God, they made Michael such a bitch to me. Like, it just, they took so much out of what made Michael by trying to, the second you try to explain Michael to the degree that Rob went and trying to humanize him.
He's still a badass once he gets to be an adult.
He's still a badass, but it just, you went 10 steps too far, and while the movie might suck, they didn't drastically change Freddy enough that I still don't think he would win. It wouldn't win. So I got to go Freddy.
I'm going to go reboot Michael. I think reboot Michael's going to make Jackie Earle Haley his bitch, basically. I don't even think it's close. Reboot Michael. Tyler Mane is just, as much as I don't like those movies, the dude is just fucking, like, good luck. Good fucking luck. Good luck, Jackie. Kieran, who wins?
Freddy, because he can do whatever he wants.
Okay, Tommy B. Tommy looks so excited to answer this question.
I haven't seen the Freddy reboot. So
Consider yourself lucky.
Can't speak to it. Based off of what I know about it, I'd go with Michael because Michael is still Michael.
He's the boogeyman.
Just,
although,
you know,
in fairness,
No, he's not. He's the
Rob
human.
Zombified.
Yeah,
He's the
Rob
fucked up
Zombie.
child.
Yeah, that's true. Let's be honest. Michael's not the boogeyman in Rob Zombie's movies.
No.
He's not.
Well, I mean, he is if we're referring to the WWE character.
Anyways, chat, who wins this matchup? Is it Reboot Michael versus Reboot Freddy? Let us know right now in the chat. We're going to read off some answers. Reboot Michael versus Reboot Freddy. What do we got here? We have Michael Q ripping Kieran a new one, apparently.
What?
Byron Weaver
What did that
says,
motherfucker say?
I don't actually know if he was saying that, but he did mention you. Byron Weaver says, remake Michael. Melissa Todd, remake Michael. Michael Bish, remake Michael. It's 80s remake Michael. Travis Middleton, reboot Michael. Spooky Guy says, Michael, come on. Freddy's a weak ass in the remake. Pumpkin Myers says, Michael Myers from the Rob Zombie movies. We have Michael Q with a reboot Freddy. Byron Weaver in with the Hobo Myers versus Sean. Well, I'm not winning that one. Let me tell you, the way that Hobo Myers steps on... see, I thought you were talking the Hobo from Halloween 5. I'm going to take me in that one. I honestly think I know enough shit to be able to take that one. But Hobo Michael, no, I'm going to let Tommy be substitute for me and get his head squashed. So, obviously, Michael in a landslide on this one, fellas. Not really surprising in my opinion. On to the next one. All right, we got Baghead Jason from Friday the 13th, Part 2, going up against Michael Myers from Halloween 1 and 2, the originals. Who wins, Baghead Jason versus OG Myers? This would be a matchup for the ages. Someone with a lot more money than us needs to make like a little animated fight between these two. Or you know what we could do? We could film the fucking thing, you know.
Yeah.
Just put a bag on someone's head.
Who plastic bag. Who wins? Baghead Jason or OG Michael? Comment in the chat right now, guys. Baghead Jason, OG Michael. Kieran, who's winning? Johnny springs at it again.
You know what? I was gonna go Baghead, but I feel like Michael is really smart. I think an underrated like part of Michael Myers is like how smart he is, how he's able to figure out how to do things, how he's able to sneak around. I feel like even though apparently was it in 2 where he had tunnels underneath the campgrounds and that's how he got around, or was that later on?
Are we talking Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
I don't
That's
think that was
later
in 2.
on, I think. Anyways, I think Michael.
Johnny?
This one is... Oh, man, if there's ever a question you're going to make me filibuster, it's this one.
Well, we don't have
Jesus.
time for a filibuster, so...
Oh, God.
If we get another Johnny V filibuster going on in here,
Oh, boy.
we're gonna
Tommy
have
B's going to
Tommy
go
B
fuck
fall
himself.
asleep on the camera. Then you ought to try selling that shit. You might make some money. People who want to watch people sleep or some shit.
Wait, are you saying that people watching you sleep is worth some dollar bills?
I'm saying people buy
Rule
anything.
36.
That's what I'm saying.
Rule 36. No,
Yes,
but back to the...
exactly.
All right, you've had enough time. Let
Back
us
to the
know.
question at hand. I want to pick Michael so bad, but I think I have to pick Jason.
Interesting.
I think Jason's only vulnerability is water and fire.
I don't know about that when it comes to like that early. Like that's the first appearance of Jason we get. I don't think that's his only vulnerability.
I mean, as cerebral as Michael is, I don't know how long he could take the battering force that Jason was in those movies. Like he was just...
Was Jason really... I don't agree. I don't think Baghead Jason is at you and at you. I think Baghead Jason had to be more kind of like Michael, cerebral about how he went about his killing. And I mean, the second movie kind of...
I think I'd have to side with Johnny on this one.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Why don't you go fuck yourself too? No.
Oh, I would, but Jade's fucking so friggin' Like,
Careful.
she's so
Careful.
about her chair. She doesn't want me jerking off in her chair. Jesus.
No.
I don't think she'd want you jerking off anywhere. In her
I don't
home.
think your wife would appreciate that either. I'm just going out on a limb, so
What? She wouldn't appreciate me jerking off at someone else's house?
probably not. No.
Oh. I don't think you know my wife too well.
Probably not. Wow.
I think she'd be really uninterested in what I do, like, at someone else's house.
I was gonna say, would she be?
Wow, this got
uninterested?
dark.
Does she
Honestly,
hear
if
she
I was
living
just
at
like,
home?
yeah, jerked off at Sean's house, she'd be like, all right, was it good?
What?
I'd imagine it more like, good. Now you don't have to do it here.
Oh,
Yeah, probably
my
could be.
God.
I get booed for all my sexual comments on
He
these
finds the
shows.
booze for everyone else, but when he deserves,
I know, yeah, I fucking couldn't find
I can't
that
find
shit.
the button.
Tommy,
Yeah.
who wins, buddy? Baghead Jason or OG Michael?
This is a very challenging question because
I filibustered already. You can't. You've had enough time.
Baghead Jason is a tank. Michael's Michael. If I had to go up between that, I'm going to pick Baghead Jason with the understanding I like Halloween better as a franchise in the movies. And yeah.
I'm going to go Michael, and I don't think it's really particularly close either. Now, if you were asking me, like, say, Jason for, make sure I'm not reading one of the future ones coming up here. Yeah, like if it was like Jason from part 6 versus OG Michael's fucked. Because at that point, Jason's basically fucking a zombie, and he's just going to keep coming at you, and Michael's going to, take a beating, and it's going to be fun to watch, but eventually Jason's going to win out, unless, they're by water. But OG Michael versus Jason. Let's go to the chats. I'm going to read a bunch of them, but someone sent in one that is definitely my favorite answer. So I'll save that for last. But what do we got here? We have Melissa Todd says Michael. Fat Pat says Michael. Kat says Michael. It's the 80s, says probably Karen. Adrian says Michael. Pumpkin says Michael. Matt Whitfield says Michael. Reaver says the Bagman. Michael Q says reboot Emma. Michael Q, you never cease to amaze me. Byron Weaver says Michael. Tommy says Michael. Melissa Todd says Michael again. Toronto Freddy says Michael. Baghead is a fucking klutz. T. Parker Evans says Michael. Lots of Michaels here, but my favorite answer was actually from our boy Travis Middleton, who said Jason is still a teen, not enough experience. And I'd agree with that. I mean, Michael is very tactical in those first two movies, because he hasn't really become, monster Michael at that point. He's really just a dude in a mask. So I liked that one. Here we go. Let's on to the next one, people. We have, this is going to be a good one. Ghostface, any rendition, any one of the ghost faces, pardon me, against Pamela Voorhees. Who's winning? Ghostface versus Pamela Voorhees. Tommy B?
Pamela Voorhees.
I'm Pamela Voorhees as well. Kieran looks puzzled. Well, Kieran thinks, everybody in the chat, who wins, Pamela Voorhees or Ghostface? Let us know.
When one filibusters, usually they say lots of words that mean absolutely nothing.
Oh, man, I don't have a coin I can flip. Shit. Let's say Ghostface, because you guys didn't say that. That's my answer.
It's a really great metric of...
So Tommy and I went Pamela. Kieran's Ghostface. Johnny?
I think the answer is easily Pamela, because she's never tripped over furniture.
Pamela just goes into a Leon's or a Bad Boy. Or as you said, an IKEA.
Wait, it's never been shown on screen that she trips over furniture. She might do that all the time.
She had ample opportunities to trip over furniture whenever she was chasing people through campsites in the dark, where tripping over furniture and chairs and tents might actually, make sense. Not a couch in a living room with the lights on.
That's a point. That's a good point.
Let's see what the chat is saying. We have It's the 80s with Pamela, Flinner with Ghostface, Byron with Pamela, and the chat just lagged on me. Spooky Guy
you should
says
be specifying which Ghostface when you pick Ghostface, because that's a relevant barometer of what you're thinking.
I mean,
You know what? Who would beat both of these? Leprechaun. I
Spooky,
want me gold.
Spooky Guy says Pamela, Cat says Pamela, Eric says Ghostface, the original killers. Thank you for being specific on that one. Toronto Freddy says Freddy will always reign supreme because all those bitches gotta sleep eventually. Then the ball's in my court.
Until they figure out how to fight back in their dreams like the Dream Warriors did.
Eric Hurst says 2 versus 1. Spooky Guy says Pammy is super smart and knows her shit. It's the 80s says Pamela. She got her head cut off and can still talk to Jason. Yeah, she has long distance. Pumpkin Man Forever says, which Ghostface? Any of them, your choice. Adrian says Ghostface. December 86 says Billy Loomis. Very specific. I like that. Billy and Stu. Reaver 87 says Jason's mom. She has a name, dude. Have some respect for the dead.
Put some respect on Pamela Voorhees' name.
All right. Oh, we have one here. We'll read one from the chat, but we'll answer it rather than the chat answering. Adrian asks us, who would win, Leprechaun or Chucky? I'm going with Leprechaun. He didn't say any specific movie attached, so. Kieran?
The Leprechaun.
Yeah. Tommy B, take a shot in the dark.
Gold. He says it so many times. It's awesome.
Here, I'll make it easy for you. You can have Wicket, the Ewok, versus Hornswoggle, the wrestler. Who wins?
We'll go with the Ewok.
Wait, no, that's the same
I
one.
was going to say, what are you doing, dude?
Wicket, the Ewok, versus Sheriff Brackett from Rob Zombie's Halloween. There we go.
Well, then we're just going to go with the Ewok.
It's still the Ewok.
I pick Ewoks over Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Johnny?
Charles Lee Ray.
Let's keep the ball rolling, get the chat back in the answering position. Who wins this one? Chucky? Any of the Chuckies?
They were all the same.
That's debatable. You literally just said earlier the further Chucky went, the more cordy he became, so that's clearly not true.
It was still always the same thing, though. It was always Charles Lee Ray in Chucky. So, I mean...
Who wins? Chucky versus Michael Myers from Halloween 2. Chucky versus Michael Myers from Halloween 2. To me, this is like Diesel versus Bob Backlund. This is Chucky.
Wait a minute. Wait. No. You can't. What?
Well,
Are you saying because he squashed Backlund? Because, Backlund was a pretty accomplished wrestler.
No, I'm just saying
not
his career.
Not a fair assessment at all.
I'm just saying the 8-second match or whatever it was they had is how I see this going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
If we're talking
Put some respect on
if
Bob
we're talking
Backlund.
wrestlers, period, I'm going to take Bob Backlund over Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, I didn't think Kevin Nash was a very good wrestler, but that's just me.
I'm not even sure Kevin Nash thought he was a good wrestler.
Kevin Nash just thought he was really good at cashing paycheck.
He
I
just
think Kevin
loved
Nash
money.
thought he was Jesus.
He just
but,
loved money, and he thought it was really cool.
who wins? Michael from H2 versus Chucky. Let us know, guys. Michael from H2 versus Chucky. Tommy B, who's winning? Michael from H2. All right. I figured as much. Unless he's going to surprise us. Oh, he looks like he's fucking psycho right now.
Michael from H2O versus Chucky.
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. Pardon me.
H2.
It's not H2O. It's Michael from H2O versus Chucky.
Oh.
So let me rephrase that, guys.
Well, that changes nothing.
Chucky. I don't know. I think Michael from H2O is probably the weakest, wimpiest Michael of all the Halloweens by some.
And the other one's a puppet.
But he had an axe.
That Michael was also smart enough to make you think you killed him while switching.
No.
He
no.
did.
Can we fucking get a button, too?
We're going to take the buttons away
Yeah,
from
I
you.
want a button. Who gave that fucking guy the button?
You are not seriously gonna use the terrible beginning of Halloween Resurrection. Michael was smart enough to. No, he wasn't. That didn't happen. It was a bullshit way for them to make some more money.
Canon.
Actually, it isn't. I mean, in its own timeline, it
canon
is, but it isn't
Own
anymore.
canon. It's a canon.
It's canon in that canon. I mean, there's forced concurrent Halloween canons, isn't there?
Anyways, let's get to our final two of the evening. These two, I think, are a little more enticing.
Wait, are we not weighing in on that one? Or
No,
just
that
Tommy?
one was so bad that we're just moving ahead. All right, the double main event of the evening.
Well, we already had the main event. I don't know what you're coming up with.
We have Freddy from Dream Warriors versus Jason from Friday the 13th Part 3. Who's winning? That's right. We got a Freddy versus Jason rematch, sort of. Dream Warriors Jason versus... Dream Warriors Freddy versus Jason from Friday the 13th Part 3, a.k.a. he gets the hockey mask for the first time. Who's winning this one?
When was Dream Warriors?
Dream Warriors was 5? 4? It was either 4 or 5.
I just know it as Dream
3,
Warriors.
4, and 5
No,
is
it was
all
either 4
Dream
or
something,
5.
right? They're all called Dream something, right?
I think it was 4. I picked it as my favorite, but I can never remember the number. I just remember, like Sean said, it's Dream Warriors.
Johnny, who wins?
I think the answer to me is I got to pick Freddy because I don't think Jason is smart enough to figure out how to fight in his dreams. Even at that point, I don't think he's capable of doing that. Now, you could make the argument that Jason at that point doesn't sleep, so the fight never actually happens because he just soldiers on. You know, like the only reason that fight happened at the end of the day was because Jason got knocked out by, outside interference, really. So,
Yeah, they gave him some weird sleeping.
yeah.
They gave him a bunch of needles that put him to sleep, right?
I mean, I guess if we had to, because obviously the only place this fight can happen is in the dream world, because Freddy cannot manifest in the real world. Jason can manifest in the dream world. So the fight has to happen in the dream world. Freddy has home and turf advantage, and I don't think Jason could figure out how to fight back at that point in his,
I'm with you on this one. We don't agree on much, but we're on the same page this one. It's too early for Jason to go up against Dream Warrior Freddy.
I don't think he ever gets to a point where he could face Freddy.
Well, he beats Freddy in Freddy versus Jason.
No, because Freddy winks, which means it's a dream.
Really?
Yeah, you can't beat Freddy in Dream World.
You can only stop. You can't. I think the fact is,
You can kind of defeat him, but you can't really beat him.
yeah, like you can.
Doesn't everybody lose because the movie is hated?
I
Right.
actually enjoyed it.
What?
I thought it was all right.
Oh, God, guys, it's a cheap, terrible movie where they literally decided, we're not going to pay movie actors. We're going to go grab a bunch of literally cameo TV actors to fill out our cast. And
it's no fucking Leprechaun, but it's all right.
It didn't matter to me who the
Here,
random
I'll do you one
extras
better.
were.
The Last Jedi is 1,000,000,000 times better than Freddy versus Jason.
I think your answer that you completely missed on there when you
Is
were
that
like,
really
the
saying
cast was
all that
awful.
much, though? I
I-
mean, The Last Jedi's budget was how many times that movie?
Budget doesn't make good movie necessarily. Look at Transformers.
I think your argument should have been when the star of your movie is the member of Destiny's Child no one remembers, you have a horrible cast.
All right.
Kelly
So Johnny and I both had Freddy. I think Kieran had Freddy. Right? Is that what you-
Freddy's going to win all of the matches with Freddy in them, to me.
You can stop him, but you can't defeat him.
Tommy, who wins?
Freddy 3, wow. Friday 3 is cool because you get the mask, and there's some real cool scenes and all that. And I defended the movie the other day, but based off of what I know about that and the little I have to go off of this Freddy movie, I'll go with Freddy.
All right. Final one, guys. Actually, sorry. Let me read in the chat here. Let's get to what the chat was saying. We have T. Parker Evans says Freddy. Byron says Freddy. Adrian says Jason. Eric says Jason. Tommy wants us to talk about Tyson versus Ali. Byron, by the way, just random here. We didn't get a chance to address this. Thoughts and prayers with Tiger Woods and his family at this time. Definitely a difficult time for them. Byron says Freddie. Michael Bish says Jason. Melissa Todd says Freddie. Tommy says Freddie. Pumpkin Man says Jason. This is definitely the most back and forth one we've seen yet. James says Freddie. Kat says Freddie. Fat Pat says Freddie.
What did Freddie say?
Freddie said, well, I mean, obviously.
Why are you
Freddie,
searching?
Let's be real. Freddie said Freddie. I don't even need to look.
Oh, I thought you meant Toronto Freddie.
Yeah, he probably said Freddie.
He had something specific he said, though.
Yeah, but the answer is still Freddie, so I mean.
Like I said, he dreams he dies. And then on your guys, it'll talk about Freddy versus Jason. He said, Freddy versus Jason was a nightmare the whole time. Fooled you, bitches. All right, main event of the evening. Who wins? Final matchup. We got Jason from Friday the 13th, Part 6, going mano a mano with Michael Myers from Halloween 4. Jason from Friday the 13th, Part 6 versus Michael Myers from Halloween Part 4. In my opinion, both of these guys are damn near unstoppable at this point in time. Kieran, who's going to win this one? By the way, chat, let us know.
Which is Part 6?
Jason lives.
It's the spike, is it not? Or the spear, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
This is after Tommy killed him.
Is this where he looks like really dark and black and his spine is showing out the back?
I don't think so.
Fuck, man, those movies are kind of confusing at the end. There's one where he looks way more mutant looking and crazy. I actually have to go pretty much with the same answer as the last versus. I feel like Michael's much smarter. And I feel like the only way to beat any of these like real horror icons is to be the smarter person. The only way they ever get defeated is by someone being smart enough to figure out how to beat them, and I feel like when you go strength versus strength, you can be like, oh, well, he did this and he did that and he did this. But when you look at the brains part, Michael's way, way smarter than any incarnation of Jason.
I think Michael from H4, and I'm also saying this because it's my favorite Halloween movie, but when you look at that Michael in H4, I don't think we've ever seen Michael as unstoppable as he is in that movie. Even at the end of it, they blow the shit out of him and he still lives. He falls down a shaft, gets blown up, goes down a river, still finds a way to live. I just think that Michael is basically like, even the way he's played is almost like the Terminator.
Yeah, he's very robotic in his movements in H4. And H4 is my favorite Halloween movie too.
I do think it'd be close though. Like, as much as I love H4, like that's a main event that like anybody who's around them is going to die just for watching. And like, they're going to beat the fucking shit out of one another.
That's why I never understood why people I don't really know the history, but Freddy versus Jason. I would much, much, much rather see Jason versus Michael. It makes way more sense.
Yeah.
I think it kind of had to be those two because of the supernatural element.
Not to mention where those franchises were at that point in time.
You mean like that they were both at New Line Cinema or something like that? Or
well, that certainly helps.
Easier to make it?
I just mean, I think at that point in time, both of those franchises were at the forefront. And I know Toronto Freddy said earlier that Nightmare is the best horror franchise, and I think that's subjective. It really does.
Yeah.
I think right now, when
probably really Leprechaun.
Where all the horror franchises are right now today, February the 23rd, 2021, Halloween's at the top because it's the most successful right now. All the other ones are dying, just waiting for something new to happen. Jason's last movie was 2009, I think. And when did we go to see the Nightmare one? 2011, 2010?
So I died.
It's been a long time. There's a reason. Well, the Jason movie hasn't been made simply because there's a legal battle. But even before the legal battle, there was several years they could have come up with another movie, and they did not. That speaks of a lack of confidence in the movie itself and the health of the franchise. Same with Nightmare. They could have done a ton of things with Nightmare. But it's I don't know if it's the inability to cast someone other than Robert Englund. I just think they went so poorly the first time that they're afraid to do it again. But guess what? If they want the franchise to continue to live and bring on new fans so that, our kids who are growing up today don't have to watch something that's outdated that they might not catch on to, they're going to have to recast someone. Or, cast someone.
And they might start watching the shit horror movies that are coming out these days.
So
fucking everything's just a ghost.
We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But no, I have Michael from H4 winning, but it's really, really close. But according to Matt Whitfield, who sends in a $10 super chat, H4 Michael, it's not even close. So way to be like, fuck you, Sean. No, it's not close. Sean Giroux versus Rob Zombie. Who wins? Well, I'm bringing Kieran to the fight with me since he knows how to handle himself really well. Not to say that I can't, because I think I can.
Still Rob Zombie. That guy's got crazy eyes.
I'm going with Kieran.
I'd beat up Rob Zombie.
Yeah. Tommy B.
The question wasn't you fighting Rob Zombie. It was him fighting Rob Zombie. He doesn't
When
get
did
to
this
choose a
matchup
champion.
turn into Kieran versus Rob Zombie?
There's no choose your champion option.
It could be. You get someone else to fight for your
hang on.
honor.
I stand corrected. Toronto Freddy says, Phantom Empire, I didn't say the best. I said the biggest in terms of films, advertisement, and merchandise. Okay, yeah. I don't even think I was saying the best particularly. I just think what is at the forefront right now. But in terms of merchandise, I do think Friday the 13th and Nightmare are neck and neck, and Halloween is behind those two. That's a failure on Trancas, though, for not properly utilizing the Halloween, franchise. So, again, who wins, guys? Michael from H4, Jason from Part 6. Tommy B, you're the last one on the panel to answer.
Michael
he
from
isn't.
H4.
Didn't you already answer?
No.
Oh. Are you going to give some long blah,
Are you
blah,
stuffing the ballot box? Are you doing multiple votes?
Yeah.
I haven't voted yet, so...
Michael from H4? Any reason why? Without going too long here, because we got to wrap things up. Tommy, I'm talking to you.
I said Michael from H4.
I'm aware you said. I said why, or asked why.
Because Michael from H4. Does it need more justification?
Oh, no, geez, fuck. Why don't I just go fuck myself?
You should.
Gee,
right now.
Not while the cameras are
That's our
rolling.
show from now on. We don't give any opinions. We're just like, who this? H4. Who that? No, we've already gone over like so many points. I think it's
We're
easy
waiting.
to just say that, right?
Go fuck yourself.
Johnny, who wins?
Well, I think if you look at there's no need to filibuster this one. Normally, I would pick Jason because I think he still has that supernatural element that Michael doesn't necessarily. Like, yes, he's got that Terminator, but they didn't take him to that supernatural level. They got there.
He got shot by all those shotguns. You know what? I guess you got to say H5, Michael, was the one that survived that, though.
Mm-hmm. So I think, but to me, it's more Jason is hampered by his weapon in this choice. He's got that long, basically it's a pike. And, unless he can keep Michael like 3 feet away from him for the entire course of the battle, he has no chance of winning because as soon as Michael gets in, slips the guard, and gets in range, that weapon becomes useless. Jason, without a weapon, can't win the fight. Like, he's got that strength, and he can, snap a neck or break your back or any of those things, but Michael's still got his weapon up close, and I think that will give him that edge. Well, he will, I don't want to say slip and float like a butterfly, but he's still mobile enough that Jason's lumbering strength isn't going to be quite the factor that you think it would be. So I think it's Michael.
Let's read what the chat has to say here. I have to go back quite a way for it, though. All right, here we go. Flinner says Jason Part 6. Eric says Jason. Michael Bish says Michael. Kat says Michael. Adrian says Michael. T. Parker Evans says Michael. Melissa Todd says Jason. Pumpkin Man says I love both, but he's going Michael. Fat Pat says Jason. Melissa Todd says Michael. Spooky Guy says Michael. That looks to be it. I might have skipped over some. Who had it, Kieran?
7-4 for Michael.
7-4 for Michael.
And I think if we take our votes into account, it's not going to change.
And this seems like a fitting way to end the night here. I do have a question as we're going off the air while the outro plays. But
what about Leprechaun versus the girl from The Ring?
I think it's Lab. Alrighty. Jade says, where is it? I seen it earlier. What does Jade say?
Stay
Jade
tuned
says,
for my Leprechaun show after this show.
Jade says, Kieran, are you eating my fucking gummy bears?
No.
What
Chips.
kind of gummy bears are those?
Looks like they're Walmart gummy bears.
So
probably hard as a rock.
They're
Shit, gummy bears.
great
I used to eat
value.
shit cans.
I got some from a place in Ajax that makes them. Damn, they're good.
I didn't know you were 420 friendly, man.
Yeah. I had some before I made that rap on the Rick and Morty one, and that's pretty much where it came from.
Yeah, I'm talking strictly gummy bears. Okay.
Right. So how much is in them? Like how many milligrams are we talking? Oh, are we not talking about the same thing? I
No,
thought.
he's
I'm
literally
not
just
talking
talking about
edible. I'm
gummy
talking
bears.
legitimate.
Oh, I
gummy
thought you
bears.
finally
Yeah.
got into edibles. I could see that being like your first, journey into that stuff.
That is a slippery slope that I don't want
He
to
just
go
called you a stoner right to
I was
your
gonna
face,
say
basically.
I'd end up like that's a. Oh,
Let's
God,
get
no.
some gummies for Johnny next show.
Let's
Johnny's- Nope.
We're gonna get
No,
Johnny
we'll just
high
hide
and
them.
drunk without him noticing.
Want some gummies?
I think I notice.
Oh no, dude! There's some alcoholic mixed drinks that go down like Kool-Aid, my friend.
I notice when you're the one giving them to me.
Johnny starts tumbling
You
everywhere.
just
Let's be real,
Start
if you-
talking about the prequels, and I'll spike his ice cap.
I fucking love Attack of the Clones.
If I'm taking a drink from either of you two assholes, it's in a sealed container where I can read the label.
You're gonna drink Tommy's piss.
Okay, A, that would not be in a sealed container with a label.
Well, who am I?
You don't know what
It
you
might
don't know what
say
Tommy sells.
Granny's
That could be
Granny's
arranged.
peach tea.
Tommy's
Is that
piss.
what it was in Superman versus Batman
Well,
versus Superman?
if that was the case, then you would be running the risk of all of this fine equipment within spitting range when I took a taste of that and just everywhere.
That'd be an expensive bill for you, sir.
Well, you'd be the one providing me with the drink, so your fault, not mine.
That's not how it works.
Oh, that's how it works.
Gonna have to get you to sign a contract next time you come down here.
Nope.
Anyways, so it seems as if Ezra has been cast for the upcoming Star Wars shows. I believe it's just been classified as Ahsoka right now. And if you guys have seen Aladdin, the live-action remake, it is, and this has been rumored before, Mina Masad has been cast as Ezra. And I gotta say, I wasn't the biggest Aladdin cartoon fan. I thought it was okay. I quite enjoyed the live-action adaptation of Aladdin. So I'm like really, really on board for this. Kieran, how about you, man? Quick,
Leprechaun wins.
Leprechaun wins. Tommy B, you like it? Don't like it?
I don't understand where the leprechaun wins comes from.
Johnny?
I'm still trying to figure out what an adaptation is.
I think that one thing I think we need to address right now, Sean, is what you didn't know.
Wait, you've never heard the term adaptation?
I'm familiar with the word
Adaptation?
adaptation.
Oh, adaptation. Okay, yeah, whatever.
Johnny's always like big shotting people with his fancy fucking words.
He tries to, but usually makes himself look like an idiot in the process.
He
Never
says
mind.
filibuster like 5 times
Right.
during every episode.
Literally, this is the only episode where I've said the word filibuster.
You know.
I don't know
do it.
about
I
that
do it,
one.
but I don't
You want
say
to put
the word
$10
filibuster.
on that?
What?
You want to put $10 on that? You've never said
Cite your
filibuster on air
sources.
before?
Well, no, because I've been doing shows for 5 years, and you could find something in the analog somewhere.
Or last week?
I don't think I said it last week.
I don't know. Anyways, whatever.
Toronto Freddy and I really have very different tastes in movies. As much as I love the guy, I don't know how many movies we're going to be seeing together. Live action Aladdin is terrible. I quite liked it.
I haven't actually seen it. I'm still a fan of the cartoon because
I thought the cartoon was okay. It was never like one of my favorites. It wasn't Lion King or anything like that. So,
When we found out that the potential casting for Ezra Bridger, you had made mention that you had never heard of Ezra Bridger being referred to as Space Aladdin.
no, I haven't. So
I can't believe you never heard
Really?
of that before. That's been a thing for years.
remember, I wasn't a big Star Wars Rebels guy though. I watched it through once, and there's a few of the episodes I went back and watched again. But I was more Clone Wars than
I feel like
Rebels.
that's something that I said several times during the course of our
It's
reviewing
been something for
in the final
years,
season.
John,
Yeah.
and all over the fan base.
I can show you Lothal.
Well, everybody, that is gonna do
Shining,
it for
shimmering
Fandom
Lothal.
Empire Live Tuesday edition. We'll be back Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, same bat channel, same bat time. Yeah, good shit is coming. Fandom Empire Live Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern, followed by Fandom News Now, hosted by Zach Arnold of the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Tommy B, where can everybody find you at?
You can find me hanging out the Fandom Empire Den, our channel's official Facebook group, and our other groups and pages and all that, blah, blah, blah. Instagram, Twitter, TommyB1650.
Johnny, where can everybody find you at?
You can find me around a whole bunch of places. In fact, I don't, I don't mind if I say this, but, I've spent the last month setting up a nice new setup for myself, to get into the world of video game streaming, because it's something I'm a gamer. I like to game an awful lot, and, I got a nice brand new computer, hooked myself up with, the streaming equipment necessary to play my video games for a whole new audience, and we're hoping that this weekend I'm hoping to get my first test stream out there. So keep your eyes up for that. I'll throw some links up in our places, and if things go according to plan, I'm hoping that the first game I stream the test on will be Friday the 13th.
Cool. I'll have to ask you some advice off air because we want to do some of that on the YouTube channel as well for Friday the 13th. So,
I'll watch that.
Kieran, where can everybody find you at? Screw watching. We'll get you over here playing the fucking thing.
Yeah, I could do that
Or
too.
wherever you are.
You want to see me
As
play
long as he's not
Resident Evil
jacking
game,
off somewhere.
I play Resident Evil games. I scream like.
Oh, you know what we
But
need to
that
do?
makes video game streaming perfect.
Resident Evil 7 VR. That would be a hell of a
I
night.
played it. It fucking scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
You can find me at the Fandom Empire Den. You can add me to Facebook. I changed my Instagram to Kieran_FE as Fandom Empire because I wanted to promote not only Rogue Sons but also Rick and Morty Fan Show. So you can add me there. You can go to the Rick and Morty Fan Show Facebook group and watch all my Rick and Morty Fan Show episodes. And just find me. And I love having people on social media. I meet new people every day, and I add them on my social media. So add me. I'll be a friend.
We're running out of this outro's been going so long. We're running out of music that we own the rights to play. So we're actually outroing us right now to our Fandom Empire Star Wars song.
But you could have put my song on.
We could have, but we played that one like 4 times in the last couple hours.
It never gets old.
For Kieran, Tommy B, and Johnny, our chat mods, Toronto Freddy, Matt Whitfield, and Jade, and the ones that aren't here, Frank Riker, and I'm missing one, can't remember who. Kieran. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody, and remember, the Packers suck.